intake sound. Okay, quick walk around of the Z mods. As you can see, CTS cold air intake. Sounds nice. Well, maintenance wise, new thermostat and modified inlet tube. The new one from ECS is over there, but the one I modified is still holding up. Coolant level is staying steady at the max level, so that's telling me there is no leak. Upgraded the bolts back here for the bleeder for the supercharger. RT upper pulley, same diameter as APR. Down there is the APR crank pulley, 187 mil. Tinted headlights and the fog lights. Those, I actually pulled them apart to polish everything on the inside. Really nice. As you can see, the RS type grille with the S4 badge. Let's see, what else? SD wheels. I got these Nietzsche M17s, 19 by 9.5. Is the width 35 offset. The tires are 255, 35 ZR 19s. Let's see, tinted windows. I went with the, I think it's 35 all the way around just to keep them legal. That is the P3 gauge right here. What else? I got front and rear facing camera in here. Upgraded both sides from the Q5. Pedals, sorry about the floor, it's ugly. Also, the pedals are from the Q5. Okay, performance mods. Oh, tint your tail lights on Instagram. Not so bright red anymore. They did a really good job. Sorry, by the Air Force Base. Performance muffler in Peoria. Custom exhaust, custom Magnaflow crossover, or X-pipe, however you want to say it. Let's see if I can show you what the offset is, how fat those tires look under there. Super fat. ECS, dog bone for the tranny, diff, inserts. I forgot another insert that was also in the rear. This is the carbon fiber. Took the old ones off. EBC red stuff brakes. APR stage 2 tune, DC, the DSG tune as well. Let's see, what all else? Yeah, right now it's boosting about 19 pounds of boost, 17 on the constant. It'll hit 19 and then drop itself back down. Yeah, she is a lot different animal than it used to be. I can show you these. These were the old S4 or supercharge. I got the chrome carbon fibered ones put on there. Man, every time I do one of these videos, I know there's something I forget. And I'm telling you, I forget because, believe it or not, because I'm the guy doing the work. All except for the tune. Good Speed in Scottsdale, Arizona did the stage 1 and stage 2 tune. I did the step by step 1 or stage 1 and stage 2. And I got the stage 2 after I did the upper pulley. For your crank pulley, you don't, the stage 2 has that. Sorry about that. They are training today over here by the Air Force Base. But your stage 2 tune covers the crank pulley tune. So you get a stage 2, which is the upper pulley. You don't have to worry about doing the crank pulley. It's all included. Well, at least nowadays it is. I'm not sure if it was back in the day or, I don't know, a couple years ago or whatever, but now it's included. I'm possibly going to go Ultra Charger. I'm debating it. You know, I got to talk to the wife, see what she thinks. Really, that would probably be the last thing I need to do. Maybe, you know, down the line somewhere I'll pull the, you know, the motor out of it and rebuild the motor. Maybe go a little bit over, maybe cam. I don't know, whatever will be available at that point in time, I will do. Tinted fog lights, you name it. It's she's a beautiful car, beautiful driving car, beautiful riding car, very fast car. Yesterday after I got done cleaning her, I took her for a dry ride, which I like to do after I wash it, just to blow as much water out of it, you know, get wind passing through it. Corvette, it was a C6, not the C7, it was the C6, but yeah, I kind of ate them up all the way from start to finish, and it was only one light away, maybe 1/8 of a mile, not 1/4 of a mile away. So yeah, and he pulled up with his jaw dropped, and his wife looked over and just shook her head. But it was nice of him to go. I'm sorry I had to beat him, and I could say vouch for the same thing. I've owned a Corvette. Yeah, I was pushing, you know, 700 horsepower, but that power in that Corvette was not manageable. It wouldn't get to the ground right away, especially off the line. This thing, she bites the ground and fucking just goes. Yeah, he couldn't. I'm sure he would have got me in the top end, but down low, I had him all the way. I'm trying to show you what that stance looks like. Let me see if I can widen this shot so you can see how fat those tires look under there. They are huge. Those 35s really set off the rear end of the car. And then the front too. It actually, you know what I mean? It just looks so wide. Wow, I know oh yeah, of course, I forget every single time. You can't see them, but I have the puddle lights in the doors. On the front is the Audi with the symbol, and in the rear they say S4 for the puddle lights. But to recap, I've got the ECS inserts for the trans and the rear end. RS grill, APR stage 2, dual pulley setup, CTS cold air intake, modified thermostat or crossover tube, which it's really helping this thing. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'll leave that alone. Merc Racing cold air or charge air cooler. Really simple install. There's a video up of that too. But performance mods, you know, that's probably it. EBC red stuff brakes, front and rear. Polished out the insides of my headlights. Wow, yeah. Polished out it just, every time I look at those, and the fog lights too, pulled them apart. They're just as easy. Show the side view. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pop the hood again. So P3 gauge, front and rear facing camera. A couple little doodads on the interior for the seat and everything else. Not bad for a car with 80,000 miles on it, huh? Everything, it looks brand new. But that's, to me, is no big deal. Every car I have, I keep the motor just as clean as the outside. That's the school I'm from. I like them looking pretty, you know, like the wife from head to toe. So I'm getting ready to do the trans diff and transfer case fluid change. Right now I suspect she's pushing, I mean, I don't know if the animal it was when I first got it, I mean, it was, you know, pretty badass. But now, like I said, I'm hitting 19 pounds of boost, and she bleeds off to right around 17 and a half, and it'll stay there for a while. So yeah, she's pumping some good boost. Yeah, I don't know. The Merc cold air or charge air cooler, that was a custom install. We didn't go the bolt route. We wound up tack welding it to that crash bar. I just like the stability of it. And like I said, that way I was able to definitely true it, make it totally balanced. As you can see, I got my skid plates off still. I'm still trying to check and see if I have any leaks now. Me and the wife took it out for a ride last night, couple-hour drive into Indian territory. Peace to all my Native American people. Yeah, couple-hour drive, and I hit boost pretty good all the way, you know. So I romped her, and again, get home last night, and still no leak. So we're actually going on a whole week, or maybe a little over a week now, since no leak. And mine, like I said, in the other video, the thermostat housing and the tube that goes in. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. I could show you. I have so many boxes. You know, I've had this car a little over a month, so all of these mods have been, you know, within this last month. Here's the new one from ECS. That part there, this goes into the thermostat. That was the part that was broken. The very front end of it. So there's the thermostat. Here's the old one. And it goes inside like so. But the very front of it was broke off. The seal stayed onto this pipe, but that little front part was wedged down inside there. And I found it by sheer luck. I just stuck my finger in the hole after I put the pipe back on. I couldn't figure out why it was leaking. Pulled it off, put my finger in there, and found it. So what I did to fix the old pipe, which I'm telling you, it's working. It's not leaking, and I'm not smelling anything. And what I did was, like I said in the other video, I cut the other side off of this, which you can see right here. So I just cut it off right here, that, you know, obviously, and then we'll cut this end here and this end here, and this diameter is really close. So I just milled it down enough. Basically, let me show you this one. I milled it down enough so it fit snug down inside, and it is about this long. Fit it down inside there, and once I got the diameter perfect, I used the correct epoxy, which was for plastic and can handle heat. Epoxied it up, shoved it down into the hole, took this piece that broke off and shoved it down on top of this, and just let her dry. I think 3 hours I let it dry, and then put my seal back on, put her back together, and there is no leak as of yet, and we're going on a few days. So sorry about the long update video, but the mod list is long. I'm pretty technical on a lot of stuff, so if you guys have any questions, I have no problem helping you. When I started doing this, the older generation those were the guys showing me and teaching me in the neighborhood, you know. And then it became a passion and a hobby for me. And yes, I've worked at dealerships, and no, I couldn't stand doing OEM, so I got out of that years ago. But the bug has never left me, and you know, to be honest, this is my second car I've been able to start and finish the job, the build. My first was a 2001 Dakota RT. It took me a couple years to get it done, but you know, I did it. My Corvette, yeah, I did motor work and trans work. You know, pulled the LS2, put LS3 in there, big cam, you name it. I threw a lot of money into that car, but you know, like I said, at that kind of horsepower it was pushing, just was not a fun car to have. I mean, it wasn't a fun car whatsoever. So, but this car here, it holds true to my heart. It reminds me of, you know, my Ford Lightning. It reminds me of my Evo. It's like all the cars I've ever had rolled into one. The supercharger for the Lightning, the handling for the Evo, you know, the four-wheel drive, you know, horsepower of that, the horsepower of the Corvette. I mean, I'm sure I'm pushing close to 500 horsepower. This thing is just insanely fast now. So fast, I'm actually starting to feel torque steer, which, you know, I guess some of you guys with the high horsepower Audis know exactly what I'm saying. You could feel that, you know, it's there a little bit, and it's, you know, it'll yank you to one side a little bit. So it never did that stock, but obviously pushing that kind of horsepower now, she's doing it. So one more time, one more walk around of the Audi. She's badass, beautiful, badass Audi. Then I got the garbage box in the way. I don't remember what was in all of this stuff. But you can see ECS boxes, APR boxes. And here, I'm going to tell you, I didn't go with either one of those parts. ECS, I went to them because they had a lot of the parts, and boom, I just like to order stuff and get it done and over with. APR, I went with APR not because I'm following everybody else, because, you know, they were the first ones to pop up in the search. They're the ones that I was able to find the most information on. That's why I went with them. They may not be the best. Gaiac is pretty good. I think Unitune or something. Everybody's coming up. But APR stuff is readily available with a lot of information, you know, to research, because a lot of other guys were using them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, I like to do research on parts. I don't buy parts just because they're the most expensive. I buy the parts that I think are going to work well for the build that I'm doing. So, and I try not to spend as much money as possible. I like to make my build dollars stretch. And, you know, that should be a key for everybody. Don't follow the guy next to you. No matter what his performance gains are, for everybody it's different. So do your research, take the time, spend the money right, and you'll be able to spend the same amount of money and get a few more parts, or go a little farther with every dollar you spend. All right, this is Rick Swift, R2 Swift. Later.